My name is Owen Kessler, and I am a performance artist.
Clearly, it was the intent of whoever did this to cause mayhem, to create casualties.
And these ideas really built up in me, and I thought, wow, how fantastic, how subversive, how ingenious. And it would be my final masterpiece. It would be the thing that defined modern art in my mind. And it wasn't, I was arrested, and I wasn't received the way I thought I would be.
New York City's Police Commissioner Ray Kelly often says there have been 10 substantial terror threats thwarted in New York City since 9/11. Despite the early read, you can bet the investigation will focus on whether this was number 11.
A suspect is now in custody and is being questioned. The American people can be assured that the FBI and their partners in this process have all the tools and experience they need to learn everything we can.
I think there's a very strong possibility, if not a certainty, that he'll get a life term when he's sentenced.
Signs point to the fact that this was a lone wolf or a small little group rather than connections to worldwide terrorism.
This incident is another sobering reminder of the times in which we live. Around the world and here at home, there are those who would attack our citizens and who would slaughter innocent men, women, and children in pursuit of their murderous agenda. They will stop at nothing to kill and disrupt our way of life, but once again, an attempted attack has been failed.
Essentially, the plan was to strap a bomb to my body and go into the space I had created, which was a large room with blank canvases. And when the crowd arrived, I would detonate the bomb and create this whole room of disturbing but beautiful pieces. There's some influence of someone like Banksy or the street artists, in which they purposely vandalize formal art spaces or break laws to achieve their art. But Chris Burden especially. Chris Burden began his career by having an assistant shoot him in an art space. And then later on he had an assistant literally nail him to a Volkswagen in transfixed.
In Shoot, I'm shot in the upper left-hand arm by a friend of mine with a .22 rifle.
The term danger is problematic when discussing Chris Burden's work because it's no longer danger. You've crossed that line. You've moved beyond what is dangerous and into what is actually happening. It's real, it's not just a threat. And like his work where he was shot, like it wasn't just that he could have been shot or that the loaded gun was held up to him, it was that he was shot. And that's what's so shocking and so brilliant about his work. You can't understand a piece of art without the context. And that context is vital to understanding my work. It's what separates me from terrorists. The futurists said that war was beautiful, that death was an act of modernism, a fact of life in the modern world, and that it was beautiful.
9, we intend to glorify war, the only hygiene of the world, militarism, patriotism, the destructive gesture of emancipators, beautiful ideas worth dying for, and contempt for women. 10, we intend to destroy museums, libraries, academies of every sort, and to fight against moralism, feminism, and every utilitarian or opportunistic cowardice.
Chris Burden's 747 piece transcended that line in which the artist endangered not just himself, but the spectator, the audience, everyone else. And I feel like that was taken lightly because, oh, you know, he happened to be out of range. But the intention was there. It's no longer injury, it's death. It's no longer the artist, it is the artist and the spectator. And I'm merging the lines between what a viewer, a audience member, and what an artist is. It's human sculpture in the most literal sense. It is shock involved because of the connection to terrorism and the fact that I'm, you know, blowing up a large crowd of people. But I feel that it is not that far removed. It's still a form of painting. It's just it's painting with a fire. It's painting with brimstone, and it's painting with blood and human remains and well, the whole point of my piece was that it would be the end of my life, and I feel like in some ways my work is still a success. I think that now my presence in prison is a performance, an extension of that work, because my life is gone anyway. It makes me think, you know, that if I somehow ever got out of here, would I do it again? You know, I might, as much as that hurts my chance of getting out of here. But I'm kind of protesting against the reaction to my work, and I'm performing. I'm performing for you. I'm performing for your audience. I'm always performing. Manipulating the body and destroying the body is a celebration of the body, is a celebration of what it is to be human. People are always asking me about, you know, what about the value of life? And I think art is more important, first of all. Art continues. Art does not die. And to be involved in something so monumental and so timeless is to not die. It's to live on. It's to be immortal. And immortality can only exist through ideas. And when you become an idea, you're set. You are a god.